thought for this video I'd like to try something new, so today we're painting on glass. I know the concept has been done before in many different styles and mediums, but I wanted to give it a go in my style and focus on oil painting for this time around. I've had this empty frame just sitting around for a while because I never make artwork in this particular size, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to test out this technique. Before you can paint, you have to prep the surface first, otherwise the paint won't stick, and it can be prone to chipping once dry. To prepare the surface, I used a very fine grit sandpaper and with firm pressure went in circular motions across the entire glass. If you choose this method, I strongly advise caution. It's best to wear a mask and protective eyewear, as well as sand outside if possible, because you don't want to risk exposure to the fine glass particles that are left after sanding. Another option is to coat the surface of the glass with a clear gesso a few times, which would work as well. Just note that before you apply anything, you should thoroughly clean the surface of the glass with soap and water, and then with some rubbing alcohol after to get any remaining debris. This is important because if there is any dust or oil from your fingers left on the surface of the glass, the gesso and the paint will not adhere properly. Working with oils on glass is very similar to working with oils on any other surface, as the same rules apply. Make sure to follow the fat over lean principle, where essentially you start with thinner layers of paint and each layer after should be thicker than the one prior. There is a more in-depth reason I can get into in another video, but we do this to prevent the paint from cracking and flaking when it dries. I really like the idea of leaving negative space of just the glass showing through and other parts where there was paint, so I went with a concept that suited that idea. I went for a very contrast-heavy lighting situation, and the reference I am using is from Pinterest. I'll link the credits in the description as well. Since this was an experiment, I didn't do much concepting since I wasn't sure how it would turn out. I really liked the end result though, so I'll definitely be doing more original work with this concept in the future. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. In general, I prefer smooth surfaces to paint on with oils. They blend so much nicer and the color is easier to lay down, so I will usually use a wood board coated with gesso and sand it down super fine. Painting on the glass has a similar effect. I liked how easily I could blend the colors and even remove the areas I didn't like. You'll see later in the video, but I used a cotton swab to mark out the areas I wanted the leaves to go. The texture of the paint shows up really well, and honestly that can be a good thing and a bad thing. The good part is I like seeing the brushstrokes of a painting, but it's a pain to work with while painting. The glass is already reflective and the brushstrokes made it even more so. So I ended up having to sit at a specific angle just to see what I was painting. Then I'd have to lift up the glass to see it properly and ensure my proportions were okay. I'd imagine it'd be easier if you had the glass upright while painting, but this was the best way I could film it for you guys without any bothersome reflections. With any painting, this piece went through many stages. Looking at it now, there are a few things I would go back and correct, but overall I'm very happy with the outcome, and I hope you like it too. Well, that's it for me for now, so I'll leave you to some relaxing music and I hope you enjoy the rest of the painting. I'll be back with another video soon, so I'll see you then.